What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Ladsfootyshow. I'm your host, Keeks, here with my co-host.
It's your boy, Hera.
And today is a terrible day to be an America fan as we have finally suffered defeat in Liguilla for the first time in 16 games.
16 games, lad.
Wow.
Bad day for America fans. Good day for Chivas fans. We see America lose. And today was officially confirmed Mateo Chavez is an AZ Alkmaar player. Team out of the Dutch league. Good move for him. Good move for the selección. Good move for everyone and all the Mexican fans. We wish him the best. Now, before we get into this Liguilla talk, boys, we're almost at 6K subscribers. Make sure you guys go sub, drop a like, comments, and let us know why America won't be winning the fourth tournament in a row. So let's get started with this. Instant reactions. Cruz Azul beat America 1-0, and there was just enough to get past them in this first leg with a man down. Keep in mind, Cruz Azul was a man down for more than 30 minutes. Geeks, what went down? What went wrong with America today?
I guess you could really say it was what went right for America, if anything. This was arguably the worst game I've seen under Jardine. And we have suffered some big defeats already. Or if anything, we've just not played good enough. But today was the most dysfunctional I've ever witnessed Jardine side play since he has been signed to the club.
In a game versus Cruz Azul in a semifinal.
A game versus Cruz Azul in the most important time of our season when we're challenging for a four-peat, something that's never, ever been done.
So you're blaming a little bit of Jardine. I kind of might as well. I saw the lineup and I see Sendejas isn't lined up after the masterclass he put last week in a semifinal game. Coming off that brace, es titular. That's where I'm like, okay.
Where I drew the line was Jonah Dos Santos. And this is a player that I can definitely defend with my life. I love Jonah Dos Santos for everything that he's done. But it's over. Yeah, he's beyond washed. And he should not have played after 45 minutes max.
Speaking of 45 minutes, that first half, lads, was the most abysmal footy in a Liguilla semifinal.
I was dead.
37 minutes in, I was sleeping. From the 38th to the 45th, my eyes were dropping little by little and little by little.
My patience dropped that ass after like 20 minutes, bro. Like I really couldn't I couldn't sit still and actually watch this game because I was losing my head.
I was expecting something a little bit more. I expected more goals out of this match. And some say, well, it's a semifinal. The first legs always tend to be a little bit more, battling out, warlike. But I mean, these teams face each other more often than usual.
In recent years.
Especially. So I was expecting goals today. We're actually planning on going live at halftime because I was expecting some fucking 1-1, 2-1, 2-0 type.
I was gonna text you and be like, "Oh, yeah, you still want to go live?" Yeah. But then I was thinking, I was like, "What the fuck we can even talk about? This was terrible. This is the worst 45 minutes I've witnessed probably all season, if I'm being honest."
And the second half starts off firing. Cruz Azul ended up scoring 1-0. Ignacio Rivero, also known as Nacho Rivero Capitan, scored his third goal in his last 3 Liguilla games.
Wow.
He's not even a striker. Fidalgo could never, lads. Fidalgo could never.
Damn. Fidalgo's been scoring too, which is a crazy part. But, I mean, there you go. As of lately, in the Liguilla, he's been killing it. Azul didn't even play their best today, man, which was probably the most agonizing part of the day, that we were just so poor. Once again, for the third time this season, America has just been so poor against Cruz Azul. We don't even get outplayed. We just seem to lack the fight, or there's not a desire to beat these guys, man. It pisses me off because obviously I sound butthurt, but it's the truth. Cruz Azul, you can even ask a Cruz Azul fan, did they play well defensively? Yes, of course. But was this their best game? No, not by a long shot.
Not at all.
Not by a long shot.
I've seen better matches between both teams and better performances from both teams.
I've seen it, right? Exactly. That's so like you said, dead 45 minutes, and America just continued to be dead for the other 45. Though you're telling me you go down a man, Cruz Azul, don't sit back completely. They're still pressing us a tad bit. We have more than enough time to take advantage and at least show some type of want, some type of desire, up the tempo, even just a little bit. There was none of that.
Yeah.
You're telling me it took my manager fucking crashed out. He legit crashed out. Jardine legit crashed out off of that red card.
Notice, lads, how Keeks is absolutely cooking right now. This is why I love when America lose, because we get the best out of this bastard right next to me.
It's because I'm so prone to, I'm suffering for success. You feel me? So, I mean, I really the second we lose, fuck, I wish it was like this for Man U, man. Oh my God, this is the exact opposite.
It's too early to count America out.
Definitely.
We've seen They're almost like Real Madrid in the Champions League. All right.
I've seen this under worse circumstances.
But I have said, and I said it in my Liguilla predictions. If you haven't watched that, make sure you go tune into that. America will not win 4 times in a row, lads. That is it. So hopefully the second leg proves me right. But I do want to talk about how Cruz Azul no longer miss Anselmi.
Was Anselmi ever missed?
I thought it would have been the case because they're bringing this nobody manager. I thought he was going to change up the system and the system was going to be gone and they were going to be so used to what Anselmi had for Cruz Azul. Nah. Did the right thing. Kept the system, brought in players, put him in this, right place, right position. Chiquete in the field now. Lida playing as a central center back.
Oh, Lida had a game.
Yeah. We've seen Nacho Rivero scoring goals as a true center midfielder. The system is still there. I don't think they're scoring as much goals as they were last season. But I mean, they're not losing to America, and that's the most important thing here, because now it's 3 matches where Cruz Azul has not lost to America this season.
Alone with the new manager.
And there's still 1 match remaining.
Wow. That's crazy. They're dead as the Barca to our Madrid.
This year.
Yeah,
yes, this year. Because in other cases,
it's not really regular ass whooping.
It's not. It's exactly.
Credit where credit's due. I don't think I give enough credit to Cruz Azul because, kind of despise them.
They got the result, and that's the most important thing.
They took advantage.
But shame on America and shame on Jardín because you're down. Cruz Azul is down with 10 for 30 minutes.
For more than
30 minutes. And you don't score, nor make clear-cut chances, nor look like the team that was, eager to score.
Our best chance was accidental. Our clearest chance on goal was by accident because Davila's cross was so poor. Oh my God. Don't even get me started on how poor he was today. But the cross itself was so bad that it ended up smacking on the crossbar way. And that was our best chance, bro. They still had 11 men. Sin querer, bro. After that, our closest chance didn't come until at least where we got an attempt on goal was Fidalgo in the 91st. Fidalgo, of all people, is shooting from outside the area. That's how desperate we got. But we got desperate too late. We had to take advantage. Why? I expected a much better America going in once they had that red card. Once the red card was confirmed and I saw Fidalgo was good to go, I expected a remontada.
It's kind of sad. I see it more disappointing for America to not score a goal.
Yes. It's embarrassing for us to not score like that. I deadass felt a remontada. And I know it was more than possible if we at least just attempted to up the tempo just a tad bit.
Now the question is, what if Cruz Azul had kept their 11? They could have gone on and go 2-0.
They could have battered us.
They could have gone and gone 2-0. They weren't
handled us.
They weren't going and producing crazy chances, but the chances that they were having, they were really close to being, Malagón save or a goal or whatever.
Sepúlveda should have made it 2-0. Sepúlveda should have made it 2-0. And if he did make it 2-0, they would have never even gone down a man in the first place. Because that exact same play, Fidalgo was on the counter. He got got battered.
Dude, he could have. If you saw the replays,
I'm so surprised. He kept playing.
His
I thought
ankle could have shattered.
I thought he was cooked. And
so 100% red card before you guys start clowning us and saying, whatever.
There was no debate.
There was no debate.
The ref took a glance at VAR.
Yeah, he took
and then
a
he
glance.
was like, oh yeah, that's just
Santander doesn't mess around, boys, if you guys know.
Shit yellow card from Sendejas. I don't expect Ignacio to play until if they qualify to the second leg of the final. I expect the two match ban.
I don't know if it's like that though.
Is there?
Is it reviewable or is it just standard red card? You're out 1 game because in other leagues in the Prem you were suspended 3 games, 2 games.
I think you can. I think they can,
unless it's to a certain standard.
Yeah,
something.
I think the FA could probably, not the FA, but the Federation could look into it and be like, oh yeah, this was a horror tackle. It could be more games depending on the suspension. I could see a 2-match ban, but then again, I think since Fidalgo wasn't injured, probably not. If he was injured, I think he probably would have been suspended for longer.
I haven't seen Jardín like this, the way he crashed out. He was fed up all game, complaining. That's it. That it bottled up and he fucking crashed out. Yeah,
but it's also his fault because Jonah should have not been playing after the 45th. I don't know if you noticed, but they received the foul at the edge of the box because Jonah couldn't sprint the pitch's length, got outran, and they kept the ball in play. Foul. That foul leads to a free kick, which leads to a corner. Mm-hmm. What do they score off? That exact same corner. Jonah should not have been playing after 45 minutes. So do I blame him a little bit for the tactical decisions? I feel like we should have. I know substitutions at the half aren't very often.
Yeah.
They're not a common occurrence in today's game. But I think in situations like that, you have to put it into retrospect because you're in the semifinals. There's no time. This is no time for mistakes. And the one thing I can critique about Jardin's game is his substitution, his tactical substitutions. I don't see them as the best. It's considering the depth we have on the bench.
Now, I truly believe Cruz Azul has 1 foot in.
Of course, they should.
They should. And knowing their defensive scheme and what they could possibly do at the... Where do you guys play? ¿Cómo se llama?
At like the Ex Azul.
Yeah, El Azul, right? Sí, El Azul.
I call it the Ex Azul.
Whatever. They have a history in that stadium. You say it's bad history, whatever. I think they can get the job done. So I'm gonna give you guys a prediction later. But I have one take that I'm gonna say. Maybe I should save it for a hot takes episode coming out soon. But I'm gonna say it right now. I think this season, this exit after Cruz Azul beats America is the end of America. I'm gonna say that again. I'm gonna say it again. It's just to have it nice and clear. This is the end of America's golden era. Cruz Azul eliminating America in la semifinal. It's it. You guys have had your glory. The 3 tournaments back to back. I said 4. You guys aren't going to do it 4 times. And I think from now, you have the players, your stars that are aging. Henry Martin is no longer going to be scoring 16 goals or tournaments. I see players leaving, to be honest. I saw Isra El Reyes today showed a lot of quality. This guy is, I think, dude, his ball striking ability is too good. It's too good. The way he plays on the ball, lo cambia de lado, drives passes inside and out.
I saw a lot of misplaced passes. I saw a lot of mistakes from Isra.
I like Isra.
Yeah, he's
good. Regardless of
anything,
I think this is it for America, to be honest with you, lads. It's been their turn and their glory days. You don't even know if they go on and win the Club World Cup, fairs.
Imagine.
But you got to beat LAFC. LAFC is probably beatable. But that is my take. I don't know if you guys agree with me in the comments below. But if you guys have any thoughts, any questions, drop them down in the comments regarding this game. We have one more game to cover up before we get into the predictions.
I love that take though, because you're in a Chivas kid, so it's
I'm
like
it's going.
Looks like waffle.
Yeah. Tigres Toluca first leg recap, boys. 1-1 at the Volcan. Toluca should have came away with this game. I think Tigres is just not good enough to beat this team, and I could tell you in every aspect of the game, they're just not better than Toluca. Creating chances, they're not better. Defensively, it looks Toluca was on clamps. They had that one chance from Mosiel down the line, and that was it, to be honest. I think Tigres are lucky to scrape a draw.
So even before this matchup, they shouldn't even be in this position, let alone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tigres shouldn't even be in the semifinals.
They shouldn't.
In the first place to start things off. And like you said, this first leg was a mismatch. The score does not state the actual result, or the result does not state how the actual match went. Toluca should have battered and should have converted way more chances. And now Tigres, who still didn't do good enough at home, now have to return to the Nemesio Diez and beat.
You have to beat them
Toluca.
Outright. You have to
beat them.
Beat them outright. And that's something that Monterrey didn't do when they were up 1 man as well in that stadium. So you can't do it against 10 men, Monterrey. What is Tigres going to do it with 11? And I think Monterrey is still better than Tigres, in my opinion.
Think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I can back that.
I think so. I think Tigres for me, I haven't really been a fan of them. I think if you go by player, position, manager, start off with the manager, the experience isn't there for Pizarro. It's his first season against Turco, who's known to be a winner in the Liguilla. Every club. So it starts off there. The way he manages the games. Marcel Ruiz. I could go on and write a whole book about this player. Marcel Ruiz. How was he not a selección call-up? How has he not been? We had a shot for him being at the 2022 World Cup. And this guy still hasn't yet played for selección.
We went to the SoFi and had to watch over 80 minutes of Charlie,
Luis Romo, Eric Lira, Luis Chavez, he doesn't even get a start. He is not worse than those players I just named. Aurelien Pineda. I think, honestly, he's the most complete midfielder that the selección could have with Edson Alvarez.
You didn't name a single player that was better than Marcelo Ruiz.
I think he's been Toluca's, in terms of balance, the most important player because this guy defending. I think he's just the most complete midfielder they have.
Yeah.
And also, I think he has 7 assists as a true center midfielder, the most in La Liga.
He's like
the most,
like the Pedri role. You're not the main. You're not the main man. You're not the headliner because that's Vega. But you're definitely the pivotal engine of your team.
Yeah. I think he's still... Marcel Ruiz is still only 24 years old. He still has a future ahead of him. I thought
he was a little older already.
No, he's only 24. He's young.
Jeez.
He's still young. He's still young. I think he has qualities to be in Europe. I'm being for real. He reminds me of that one midfielder that Feyenoord had. He's now at Brighton. Curly head kind of dude. I forgot his name, but he reminds me of that kind of player.
I know who you're talking about.
I forgot, but I think he needs to be in the Copa Oro lineup. C or C. He needs to be on that roster. If he doesn't start, oh well, but he will prove that he needs to be that he will be a starter eventually. But more about this game. Osiel Herrera, that's another player. Glad to see him with confidence more than anything.
Yeah, he looks good.
He looks good, and that goal. That's all confidence. Beating two man, take another touch out, wide and goal.
Yeah, the want to take a man on and get a shot off. Yeah, shows that's all you need. It shows how important it is to just have a little bit of confidence. Yeah, it's confidence. The mental game. As an athlete,
look at Alexis Vega. Man.
Yeah. This guy, Alexis Vega's a perfect.
This guy oozes confidence, and when you ooze confidence in a team that is creating as much chances that they are, involving you or without you, good things are going to happen. Again, Alexis Vega could have had a banger.
Whack the crossbar
and he repeated that same shot against Monterrey a couple of days before. And speaking about Ciel and Marcel, they both picked up an assist each. And I think that was enough. That was enough for Toluca. And Toluca will be in the final like I predicted. I don't see it at all. Tigres beating Toluca in the second leg. At all. Game was a little dead. But that's how these first legs are. That's how
testing the waters.
Testing the waters. Always.
Granted, not like Americana Azul did, but I mean, majority of the first leg games are never really the cracking ones. Unless you're Barça and Inter. Holy shit.
Unless you're Barça and Inter. But we're talking Champions League to Liguilla clear.
Liguilla clear.
Liguilla might be clear, lads. That's funny. Any other thoughts on both matches before we get into the prediction?
I guess Paulinho's finally in stride.
He scored
finally
again.
Bagging in Liguilla. I guess we can mention that because
3 games in a row.
I do shag him a lot. So I mean, like I said, credits where credits due. He's bagging, and quite frankly, if there's any favorite out of the 4, I think Toluca probably looked the strongest at the moment.
Toluca looked the strongest, and I have Toluca lifting it, and I said it, and let's hope that's true.
Turco's potentially winning another title with another team. Holy shit!
I wonder if Turco manages to lift the trophy. Toluca, he's like in the Mount Rushmore managers.
I think you had mentioned that, and I can definitely back that because
real quick, who are they?
Monterrey.
No. Mount Rushmore of managers at Liga MX history.
I thought you were saying who he won him with.
Tuca.
I'm gonna put Jardine in there.
Tuca, Jardine.
Tricampeón, bro. In your first 3 seasons. I mean,
Tuca, Jardine.
Unheard of, bro.
Ooh, I'm trying to remember like really well. Would you say Piojo? No, of course. You can have 2 American managers. There was Wankers.
I don't think I can. I don't think I would add a Piojo.
I have a lot of respect for La Volpe. You might not, but I do because this guy. No say. I don't know, but he might be in there.
I think he's debatable.
I think he's there. I think he's there. We need to really recap some managers before we make that list. But that would be a good edit for IG. To be honest,
have to look a little deeper though, because I know the old heads will probably rage if we miss someone.
Rage. That is 100% true. All right, previewing the second leg. We have America at home versus Cruz Azul, being 1-0 down. Keeks, what is your prediction? Is America going to reach another champion? Is America going to reach another final?
Is it going to be easy? Absolutely not. But I think the fact that we played so poor, so poor today, I think we'll probably see the best version of America this season on Sunday. I've seen this team go through worse, honestly. I've seen this team go through worse in a single 90 minutes, let alone an extra 90 minutes. We're only down by 1. We only need to tie. We don't even need to win the game. Or we don't even need to beat them by multiple goals. We can only beat them. We can scrape a 1-0. Or we can scrape a 1-0 lead, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we concede, it's going to get really tough. But, and no Jardine, oh my God.
No
Our backs are against the wall, man, definitely. But we're here for a reason. We're the 3-time champions. We're not going to go out easy. And we're most definitely not going to go out to our sons, to our children, to Cruz Azul. Absolutely not. We will not let them take us out of 2 competitions this season.
CONCACAF.
And Liguilla?
Oh,
nah, man. Bragging rights will be insane. I mean, we'll never have this, but the bragging rights for the season will be insane. Too bad that's not going to happen because America will succeed and go through to the 4th final in a row. I got America winning 2-1. No, I got America winning 2-0.
2-0 and they go through to the final.
2-0 and we go through.
I have Cruz Azul going in, lads. To the final, it is. You always get back some way, somehow. But now it's the time for Cruz Azul. You show that you're more than capable in beating America. You showed it 2 months ago. Repeat it on Saturday, Sunday, whenever it is. But I have Cruz Azul scoring first.
Really?
I have Cruz Azul scoring. If that's the case, they need to score 2 a huevo.
Mm-hmm.
I have Cruz Azul reaching the final. And they finally get their get back against America. And they can claim themselves as a Papa del America for this year.
They can never claim that shit, but...
For the year. For the year.
Nah, man. Cruz Azul's going to have to defend like hell. La van a sentir. El ex azul se va a sentir como el Estadio Azteca, bro. It's just going to be all yellow.
Ooh, I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
I think that's just going to be all yellow.
It's different when it's local rivalries.
It is a little different, but yeah. I think America, Liguilla.
Yeah.
When else do we pack out our stadiums?
Yeah, that's true.
In the heat of the moment. Sunday screams America.
It's not the Azteca, though.
It isn't the Azteca. It isn't the Azteca. But it's the same team. And it's the same team that's been here multiple times.
The Azteca aura won't be the 12th man for America.
The Azteca aura didn't matter last season.
Fair.
And it's not going to matter this season either. Because that aura doesn't have anything to do with the fact that America is still the powerhouse team and is still respectably a favorite to win a 4th title.
I'm not counting America because if I had America in the final, they would have beat Cruz Azul in this first. Like they would have scored versus Cruz Azul in the 30 minutes with having one man up.
They should have, yes.
And that didn't convince me. I think the second leg is going to be the same thing. Slow start. Cruz Azul defending just fine. I think we might even see Chiquete being that left wing or Rotondi or whatever, whoever it is. But I expect a very defensive unit from Cruz Azul, especially having Nacho Rivera. They're gonna tank. They're probably gonna put Lira back in the midfield,
more likely,
and another center back at back. America fans, let us know what you guys think in the comment. Drop your score predictions down below. Next match, Toluca at home versus Tigres. This is a wrap.
Easy.
This is easy money.
This is done.
This is it. I have 2-0 Toluca. Don't think about it too much. I have Toluca and the Cruz Azul in the final, boys. And I think that was my early prediction.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Toluca.
It's crazy because we're writing off Tigres who are very experienced. Some players. Carioca.
As a whole.
Nahuel.
As a whole, yes.
But then you have wankers like Lainez, Cordova, Marcelo Flores. Fuck.
Yeah.
So remember that Cordova run in the Liguilla versus Chivas on the beat us? He was scoring and assisting like every game up until that final.
Shit was destined.
Yeah, she was destined for him to fucking cook us. But I mean, the likes of Aquino, Nahuel, Angulo, I just mentioned his midfielder, Carioca. The 2 players that I really like from that Tigres team, who are game changers in my opinion, is Bruneta and Gorriarán. Ibañez finally scored, but the consistency is not there like how it is with those 2 players. But if those 2 players aren't clicking, Tigres doesn't have anything. If Bruneta isn't playmaking, if Bruneta isn't creating chances, if Bruneta isn't shooting, Tigres no trae juego.
Yeah.
Those are two very, very talented and good hardworking players. Gorriarán, especially, this guy has like 5 lungs. But with that being said, I don't think they have enough to really hold Toluca back and keep them at 0. And if they don't do that, they're not going to be a finalist.
So earlier, just bringing back that little shit you said about how America's golden era is done. So, in that sense, would you expect it to go down like this? How Tigres are going? That just completely fall off for a bit. Everyone
Tigres too, but that's not like
they had their
era, but they've been trying to rebuild it with these certain players that they've been bringing in. They're younger players. The thing is that they're not the right players for what they play. They still play. They're playing a 5-back. No sé.
They bring in depth, but it's the wrong depth. It isn't depth that can adapt to I guess what Pizarro was looking for tactically.
And I don't know if they're being managed correctly, because we didn't see it with Panovic. We didn't see it with the Cruz Azul manager that ended up beating us in the final. I forgot his name, but even then, Linus was ass. Marcelo Flores, Otiel Herrera is okay, but the thing he's not consistent. That's the thing.
Cordova was also on fire.
That's
and
the thing.
Fell off.
They fall off.
Yeah.
So they just need to be consistent. But Tigres is still in the semis for a reason. And they beat Necaxa. That was one I was upset about.
I don't know how they're. In the
that wasn't enough to beat them, but they got them because the tabla, and they were 1 point away from each other.
Bailed, way.
Yeah, they got bailed. The referee,
so
the scandal, hard. Crazy.
Yeah, no,
crazy.
that was bad. That was so bad.
Toluca Necaxa would have been a much more exciting semifinal. There would have been goals a lo pendejo ahí, la neta, los dos equipos. Yeah, that should have been.
During those 45 minutes is why I really missed those Viernes Botaneros, bro. Well, fucking Puebla versus San Luis or something, because American Cruz Azul probably produced the worst Liguilla game we've seen in quite some time.
Prediction for this match, Kings.
2-1 Toluca. Yeah, I think they handle. I think Tigres maybe end up scratching the goal, but I think I just see the same situation where the result won't match the game.
Yeah.
Where Toluca will just outright boss these guys the entire 90 minutes and more than likely convert more chances than Tigres.
That Toluca stadium, daytime game, nighttime game, it's fucking
What's
vibes, dude.
Daytime or nighttime?
I don't know.
I think daytime, those Sunday games, midday way, probably was when I was more scared of Toluca.
That's more standard or more original, but the thing is that the night games feel more special because they're Liguilla games only.
Yeah.
Only Liguilla games. And just the vibe around that stadium. The only team who's really been successful in those nighttime games has been Chivas in the Liguilla 2 times. And
we thrashed them también, güey.
You guys did last year, but they were. Yeah. Oh, was it the second leg? Yeah, fair. But then, yeah, they did. And you guys got cooked by them. Yeah, that's true. You guys did.
And then on both legs. They cooked us, but right before the Liguilla.
Yeah.
Right? And we smacked.
You guys still cooked them. Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying, dog. I feel like we've been under much worse circumstances.
That's true. But America doesn't have it this year.
Yeah.
Defensively, yes. And I've been crediting them defensively, but they're not creating the same chances that that I have been seeing previously.
I can see us playing back to starting Diego Valdez this game, bro.
The thing is, look at the Americas that won 3 in a row. Okay, team and team, season and season. They were the Toluca of this year. They were the teams creating chance and scoring 50 goals and scoring how many other goals. But comparing how that team attacked and created chances, comparing it to how it is now with the system the Jardines.
No, I'm telling you, I don't think we'll see that exact same tactic either, bro. I think we'll really run it back to a much more offensive style of play. And I could see a pivotal decision where Diego Valdez gets that start and runs the show.
I think just teams aren't scared of America like how they used to, but like how they were before.
Because like you said, we don't have that. We just don't have that offensive
punch anymore.
Not necessarily.
But that's where
we just don't have the offensive dynamic anymore.
And I'm saying, okay, America doesn't have. They're not as good in this area, but now they're better in this area, which is defensively, which is also something that was being criticized for back then.
Yeah.
So you win here, you lose here, etc., vice versa. Boys, that is it for our first leg Liguilla recap. Keeks, anything you have to say before we close this out?
Sunday's going to be good for a certain fan base.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that preview, the final preview, la final previa. With that being said, boys, that is it for today's episode. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, drop comments, and you guys sub. Discord, Keeks, mention the Discord channel real quick.
Shout out the Lads Footy Discord. All you boys are
we've been popping on there.
Funniest, man.
We've been popping.
If you guys aren't on the Discord, I don't know what you're doing. Best Footy Discord on the planet. If you know, you know. Shout out you guys. Get us to 6K on YouTube, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace, lads.
Peace.